Right. This is the first picture, isn't it? Read out your story, Bharat.
So Ram is a employee in the Mumbai. One day he with his colleagues goes for mountain trekking. As they reach nearly the top of the mountain, suddenly the climate advances
Yeah, slowly,
and
slowly, slowly. As I asked you, you should have sent, you have not sent. Slowly tell me what you have written. Again, read out your story. Yeah.
Ram is an employee in the railway
Your
company
voice,
in Mumbai.
voice, your voice is inaudible. Read out your voice.
So now it is audible.
Hello.
So now is it audible?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, tell me.
So Ram graduate who lives in Mumbai. One day he with his college friend decides to go for a mountain trekking. As they reach nearly the top of the mountain, suddenly the climate advances and they unfortunately get lost and dispatched from each other. The visibility is extremely low. After waiting for a while for the climate to get better, Ram decides to get back to his colleagues and take help and call for emergency help. After a while, the Ram in very difficult conditions approaches his colleagues and they call for the emergency number and after a few time as the emergency forces arrive and they are rescued by the emergency forces.
Okay. Now, where has Bharat gone? Where did you go? You went for trekking.
Mountain trek.
There is the mountain. There's a difference mountain, hills, and what is this? Which mountain is there? Near Bombay? Mountain is peak. The mountain is
I'm not.
Himalayan mountain. Vindhyachal. Okay. So you have gone a mountain. What happened around there? Weather got lost. You got lost around. You don't know what is to be done. So which qualities emerge here? You are helpless. You do not know what is to be done. You are dependent personality. You are totally a dependent personality. What have you gained in this? Which qualities emerge? Tell me yourself. Very nice. You went for tracking around there. Very good. But you know, since the weather got packed up around there, you have lost. You asked for help. You couldn't get help. You waited for it. At last, you asked for emergency. So what is the first quality? Use of intelligence to find a solution to day-to-day problem. Have you been able to find out problem? No. Savas, read your story. So total helpless is total. One story like this, you are gone. No person will pass you. Next, Savas, paro.
Shubham, 24, a doctor who completed his MBBS from MAMC College. He came to his hometown to meet his family after coming from his home that there has been some emergency that a woman requires urgent attention, so he
How many lines
immediately
have
went.
passed now?
Yes, sir.
How many lines have you passed by now?
4 lines.
4 lines. What have you achieved? Is any? Your guest gone home. Your doctor, you gone home. That's the only thing you are telling around there. From where the emergency come? Where the emergency? It's in your village or somewhere else?
From village.
Where is it written? Where have you written? And what is that? The first 4 lines is total garbage then. What have we achieved? The 4 lines. Okay, go ahead after this.
That a woman requires an urgent attention, so he immediately went to her place despite seeing that the weather is not good and
So now
treated.
how many lines have passed you now?
Sixth line.
In 6th line, what have you achieved? You just round as a doctor, you found some emergency around there and you wanted to visit. And you reached there without bothering that the weather has packed up. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Anything beyond that?
Yes, sir. Like how he treated that lady.
What treatment has he given?
He has. Yes, sir. I have written like he has checked his
Read out what you've written.
lady. That lady has. Computer. Weather is not good. And treated that lady and made and gave her some injections and medicine. And
What
after
is he? You
some,
have been journalist now. That doctor is doing his profession. What extra thing has he done? What extra thing he is doing? He is a doctor. He is supposed treatment. What treatment has he done? Which injection did he give it? What's the use around there? Has he gone beyond his duty? Has he done anything beyond that? Tell me.
no, sir.
Then what's the use? If you want to become officer, you have to bring out 15 qualities. Now, in spite of telling around there, we have so many what is good stories are there and still write the same thing. What do we do? Okay, this is the next one. Read out over it.
Keshav is a boy studying in class 12th. He is good at academics and also plays football very well. One day, while playing an inter-school match, he gets hurt in his ligaments. He is substituted from the match and is prescribed for a bed rest of 15 days. He manages to come out from his injury and after a month again starts playing for his college. He performs exceptionally well in upcoming matches and is further selected for nationals
What
and
is
keeps
now?
on
What has
progressing.
happened in this case? You are a person who is studying class 12th. You went to play football and you hurt yourself and you excuse you're not playing. So for 15 days, you have taken rest. What is your activities? Why should you be creative for what quality? Which qualities? Tell me which qualities. What is the qualities emerges from there? You will give up. You've given up. And you have put around there that you started playing well again. Where's the need for writing this sort of negative story? First story was bad. Second is exclusive the same way. We have shown you what sort of quality and what sort of story should be written. Did we or not? And after doing that, if you write the same sort of stupid story, where would you go? Understand, writing a good story for 15 days changes your personality. So thought process still becomes negative. You'll find excuse for non-performance. Sabaz, read your story.
Amit, 30, a businessman working in MNC, while one day coming back from office, he sees his nephew sitting sad on the table. So he approaches him for a healthy talk. From there, he get to know that the boy is facing difficulty in exploring his career option after class 10. So so he chooses science, commerce after 10th. So Amit explained the options like taking science can become doctor and engineer, by taking commerce can become CA or do MBA. So he got an idea, and uh, uh, Shubham got motivated and decided to take science after
Who's
10.
zero?
And
Sabaz, who's zero?
that man,
The man. What has he done?
he motivated that guy who is
So
sad
should we give him
about
also
something.
money for motivating?
Like he has given some guidance.
So is the guidance around there? What guidance? Has he done it? Has he achieved something? Whosoever he guided, what is the result? And what is your action? Except for looking at why did you go across to that individual only? Why not anyone else? When you're walking across, coming back from a house or from the office, you find so many people left, right, sitting around there. Why did you go to that chap only? Why not anyone else?
Because sir, he's his relative, no?
So
Like nephew.
you're writing his own relative that you write down.
Yes, sir. I have written he's his nephew.
He is a relative. Which relative?
Yes.
So why didn't he know that his relative has got a problem till now? Why did you have to understand now? If you are relative, it means your affiliation and interaction with your family members are very low. Rather than seeing him sitting in the sad mood outside and then you're talking to him, if you are his relative, you should have found out about the details much in advance. And what is your action? Except for telling him that you've got various options, become engineer, doctor, nothing else you have given. It's all in the mental front. First story remained the same. You went as a doctor, you're given injection. Very nice. In one line, your action is there. In the second line, you get only one line action is there that you have advised him this is your career option. Your aim should be to bring out of 15 qualities. Have you brought it? Which quality now, after the 15 quality, which quality emerges from here? Tell me yourself. except for social adaptability, because you find someone available and you went to and talk to him. That's all. That's a social adaptability. Adaptability, nothing beyond, nothing less. It's not going to fetch you the result that you desire. Okay, read the next story. But read out your story.
Chandu is an valiant and generous inspector. One night while patrolling, he comes across a truck which was standing still
Read
inside
out
a.
slowly again. Read out the story slowly.
Chandu is a valiant and generous inspector. One night while patrolling, he sees a truck which was being repaired in the garage. He approached to the garage, and upon seeing the persons who were repairing it, their behavior, he became suspicious about them. He started checking. He ordered them to to open the truck. He checked out the truck, and he checked the truck, and he found some illegal materials there. After seeing, just when
Only.
they.
Have I told you that you will not write anything or anti-social, unsocial activities? Have I told you or not?
Yes.
Why this story on unsocial activities? Because that's the environment. Secondly, you are suspicious. Paranoid personality disorder. You are suspicious of everything. You've gone wherever the need for now. The vehicles can be repaired in the night also. There's no harm. How do you check back that? How did you get suspicious? On what ground? Where's the need to write in such a story? You have to clean up your personality. Think rightly and then drive rightly. Shahbaz, read the third one.
Ankit, 28, a police cop working in Golaba, Mumbai. One day he got a missing case of a car which has been lost. So Ankit collected his team and launched a search operation. For that, during that he went through many shops, and there he met a shopkeeper which has some tip for the car, and noted down the number of the car detail where it has been seen last by the help of garage crew member, and thanked him for the tip, and he found the missing car with the help of coordination of his team and appreciated them for a
Again,
quick
Shahbaz, again, what have you achieved? I have to look, what is the anti-social activities? Where's the need for it? Where's the need for it? What have you achieved? You have gone to shopping from one place to another. You want to become an officer. You have to have 15 quality. You have to show those 15 quality. Are they emerging? Tell me yourself, are they emerging? You've gone, and what you've gone to one shop, many shop, you've gone another. After that, you've got a tip of that number. What is क्या फायदा हुआ इसके लिखने का? And you have been in SSB for many times. This is the level of the thought process, then that's wrong. You remember I said action, anything, any job which is done, it requires action. Action requires thought. Thought comes thinking. And until as your personality is okay, you cannot afford to think rightly. So you have to clean up your personality. Simple. Why this also negative thought coming? Both of you are coming back. Whatever we have talked for 6-7 days around there then it goes as a waste. Read the next one. Bharat.
Raju is a hardworking and dedicated social worker from his village. From a long time, the villagers are facing a problem of worsened conditions of road. He writes about the problem to MLA of the constituency. Upon receiving the
read out again, फिर से.
Raju is a hardworking and dedicated social worker from his village. The villagers were facing a problem of worsened conditions of roads. He writes about
what is the problem they're facing?
Bad conditions of roads.
Bad conditions of roads.
Okay. He writes about the problem to MLA of the constituency. Upon receiving the reply, he feels relief as the MLA assures for the work being done as soon as possible, and soon the work begins and the problem for the road is solved forever.
Okay. What is the job of the hero? Except for writing a letter to MLA, has he done anything beyond that?
So just talk with the villagers.
So talking to the village, is it a job? Now he being the part of the village, didn't he know about the bad condition of road earlier? Why didn't take that action earlier? Even if you have taken that, what is his contribution to the system? What is his contribution? Writing a letter to MLA? And at best, interacting with him? Is there anything beyond that? Is there anything beyond that? Bharat, bolo.
No, sir.
Then what's use? Shahbaz.
Anmol 25, a computer science student studying in SPP University. During his final year placement, one day while
Now read out.
Anmol, a 25 Anmol 25, computer science engineer student studying in final year SPP University. During his final year placement, one day while going for an interview, he sees a postman giving him a letter. He sees the letter and sees that his relatives are visiting his home this evening. So he went inside and gave the letter to his family and made all necessary arrangements for them and went for the interview. After coming back from the interview, they all had evening get together and celebrated with them
Now,
as he got
now
selected.
Shahbaz, tell me very simple. Now, what has he done? Except for receiving the letter and arranging for some tea, snacks, and other thing for his relative, has he done anything beyond that? Shahbaz, has
No,
he done
sir.
anything more than that? So is it receiving a letter, is it a great thing? Tell me yourself.
No. Yes, sir. It could be good or it could be bad. Anything.
It will low level idea. I think any person, even your servant in your house would can afford to do it. Even a sweeper can receive the letter and give it to your family. Where are you? You want to become an officer, and at the time you have to raise up your quality. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So think better. What have you achieved? Again, you come back and just made arrangements. You come back, you came back house, you received the letter, and say others are coming. You made arrangement, you went back and enjoyed the party with the family. That's all. It's not going to give you bread, Savas. You have to go up. You people have got life at your disposal. Decide what is to be done, what is not to be done. Bharat, here's the next one.
Just a second, sir. Madhav is a bus driver. One day, while he was driving the bus at midnight, some ducats entered and hijacked the bus. Everybody was scared, but Madhav decided to handle the situation carefully. He decides to engage the leader in an argument and asks his co-driver to inform the police. Till then, as soon as they inform the police takes immediate actions and they start the rescue mission. Till then, Madhav avoids the ducats from bullying many of them, and they stop. And he avoids the ducats from harassing the passengers.
Bharat, now tell me one thing. Is it not anti-social activities? Yes or no? Dakati,
Yes.
chori, karna, ye karna. What is this? Why this also the wrong thought or idea? Can't you think better? You are from a boarding school. You have got good people around. You are from good family. Can't you think better? Now, what is that? He's a driver. You want to become an officer. The low aim is low. Is it low or not?
Yes.
Secondly, what have you done? Except for engaging the dacoits in your engaged argument, and you told someone to ring up police. Police has taken action on there. What is your contribution to the system except for engaging the dacoit in your discussion? Sabas.
Nikita, 25, who is an CBI officer, during his training period, she got an undercover task for his team, which is led by Nikita. Nikita got a tip from one of his informers that culprit is escaping in a boat. She informed the team to cover the escape routes and went one-on-one with the culprit and caught him red-handed and taken him to the custody. Nikita appreciated team for their response and they went back to the station and prepared a charge sheet against
What
the
is the
victim.
contribution of Nikita? Is it again not anti-social activity? Yes or no? Can't we afford to think of a plot? So many good plots are there in life. Why do people have to think all with the negative direction? And what is the contribution of Nikita? See, it tells a team to be placed around there and team catching. That's the job of the police officer. Anything great? It is not a part of duty? Tell me, no?
It's a part of duty, sir.
Then part of duty, that's all. They are meant for it. Read the next one. But
Sachin was a guy from rural areas near Nagpur. For work purpose, he was living in Mumbai. One day, while returning from his job, he was informed about the death of his grandfather. He immediately books tickets for the next flight and return back to his hometown. He immediately reaches the mortuary to take a last glance at his grandfather. He calls all his relatives and also supports his father during the period. He completes all the rituals with a heavy heart, and after a few days, he get back to it work.
okay,
Get
it
back
is
to
not
his
a
work.
pessimistic story. What have you done as a hero? Your grandfather has died. So what you are doing is all personal level, pessimistic, unacceptable story. Negative thought. Why this negativity? Why this negativity? Tell me yourself. What have you done? You are a grandson. You have performed the rituals. Anything beyond that? That's you are supposed to doing it. Anything beyond that? Understand it is the thought process which is important. You think ahead, think loud, think what is to be done. How do I bring out my quality? That is most important. Shahbaz,
Numesh, 28, a doctor who works at KGMC Medical College. While one day he gets to know that her grandmother has been taken to the hospital as she was at critical stage. She admitted her to the hospital and spent the final time with her. Due to her age, she passed away in the hospital. Numesh informed all his family members and made all necessary arrangements
again,
for
again, again, it's a pessimistic story. Yes or no?
yes, a little bit.
Not little, 100% little. What is little? You are all loved. What have you done? What have you achieved? What have you done? What is your action? You accept for admitting and the lady dies. What have you achieved? And then you're informing your parents on this, what has happened. So what is the great job? Aren't you supposed to doing it? Which quality out of 15 quality you must tell me yourself? Not. Which qualities emerge? And if you write this sort of story, no person on the earth can ever afford to, even one story is sufficient for me to kill you off. Not beyond that. Is a thought. Clean up your thoughts. Read the next one. Bharat.
Ram is a doctor working in the Sasun Hospital, Pune. One day, while returning from his job, he finds that a dead body of a girl is fallen alongside the road. He immediately goes there, takes her to the hospital, and gets her operated. After a few time, when she gets conscious, he is asked about her parents and her details. He gets them, and from the medical report, it is
Okay, now
think
just tell me, Bharat, you tell he found a dead body. If the dead body, can it be made alive? Can we made alive? So what are you doing? Irrational thought? Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? But you are an intelligent person, and there's no doubt that you have got enough capabilities. Why should you have this sort of? Because the way it simply indicates that your thought process interaction with the people in and are not right. You have to think ahead. You have been vice captain, everything around there. You can't afford to have this sort of thought from a vice captain of a school. Can we afford to think with this sort of ideas?
no, sir.
If dead है, then उसके बाद कहाँ? You are making him survive. Shahbaz, read the next one.
Shankar, 25, a doctor who works in AIIMS, Delhi. While returning from a night duty to home, he sees a woman unconscious on the way, so he immediately rushes towards her and checks her. She was unconscious, so he made her to lie there comfortably and checked her BP, pulse, and gave some treat medicines and injection to her. By the time he took the help from the nearby people to inform police about this incident, Shankar made the woman conscious with his efforts, and later police dropped the woman to her home safely, and Shankar went back home.
Okay, this is the third story you have written about a doctor. So the word is perseverance, repeat of same thought and ideas. Third and fourth story, isn't it? Shahbaz?
Yes, sir, but doctor would be the best
But
option for
why
this.
should doctor every time come into play? My concern is the perseverance and the repeat of same thought and ideas. In first case, he gave some material that when he went to the hospital, you have corrected around, they looked after the lady. Now same unconscious person. If the unconscious person, if the lady has only come back to consciousness, where was the need for informing the police? And rather than you're dropping her off, where was the need? Why did you call police to drop her at home or drop the person at home? So it means, so again, this sequence, I said, you have to, your ideas should flow like water. Where is the flow? We talk about word coherence, thematic coherence, cultural coherence, all sorts of things we talk about, is it or not?
Yes, sir.
So if you have thought about it, you're not taking that, those particular items you have to take into consideration. Again, imagine you are the person, if the lady has come back to concern, why do you have to inform police? If there's need for why police have to, why can't you drop it? Why can't somebody, why can't you hire an auto and tell, okay, you go back home now? Where is that is a whole thing matters, my dear.
Okay, sir.
Here's the next one.
Anurag is an officer working in the intelligence agency. He gets a they get information that the unwanted criminal is going to fly tonight from the airport. Ram quickly dresses up and goes to catch the culprit. As he goes near the culprit recognizes him and tries to run away. Ram chases him, but till then
Again, but it's the same thing. Again, irrational. You were suspicious earlier. Again, now you come back to the same place, same thought and ideas, running away, getting suspicious of the people in and around. Think of clear, good stories. It does not, these sort of stories do not give you any credit. Think better. This is a totally irrational thought of action. Shahbaz,
Ramesh, a 40, a mechanical engineer and a manager of field mechanics. While checking the reports, he sees some flaws, so he goes to the field and where he sees all his employees, where he had a conversation with him and discussed about production and efficiency in work and boost in work. So he asked his peer to note down all the suggestions by the employees. Then he took a meeting in the management level and worked on the production activities. After a month, he sees a huge demand over the products in
read
the
the story
market.
again. Shahbaz, read it again.
Ramesh, 40, a mechanical engineer and a manager of field mechanics. While checking the reports, he sees some flaws, so he goes to the field and where he sees all his employees, where he had a conversation with them and discussed about production and efficiency in the work and boost in work. So he asked his peer to note down all the suggestions by the employees. Then he took meeting in the management level and worked on the production activities. After a month, he sees a huge demand over products
No,
in market and sales has gone up. He
you are
appreciated
being
his team.
wistful. Shahbaz, you are trying to be wistful. Now, you are a manager of factory or anyone. You don't have to look at the report. You have to look at the manager. Manager, you're supposed to look at the shop floor itself. You're not. You're not one of the chairman of the board that you get the report. You are supposed to be working on the floor. And if you are working on the floor, you don't look at the report. Secondly, You can't afford to be telling the peer note, you have not become a prime minister. You ask someone to note down the problems. When he is telling employees, telling you, trying to again note down, say, oh, one note karo bhai, we'll do that. You're not become a big man. Secondly, after what you are discussing with the management, which management, what action will you take it? How did the production? You have talked of some problem. You've never talked about the production downfall. Now you're talking productivity has increased.
Okay, sir.
So in between, what is the kabutar ud gaya? You're talking something and result is something. Your story should flow. There's a total disconnect between first line and the last line. Total disconnect. You're trying to visual. जैसे बड़ा आदमी बन गया, मैं तो साहब बन गया. साहब बनने से काम नहीं होगा. You are the person who has to act. You are the person you have to show your qualities. You are the hero. No one else is the hero. Next one. Brother, read it.
Prathamesh is a boy from rural area who had gone for a foreign country for completing his education. On returning after completing his education, he observes that many changes are required in their village. He initiates a meeting of Gram Panchayat members and explains them about various schemes of government. Later on, an awareness program is started in village, and all the villages became the beneficiaries for the scheme. Later on, the village continued to be getting developed, and Prathamesh was also awarded in the village.
Bharat, tell me now, going to foreign countries and finding difference in village, how does it matter? You are comparing your village with some foreign country, isn't it? And what have you done? You call the meeting of the people. Why should people listen to you? Who are you? You are just one of the common villager. Only you have come back from a foreign country. Then what are you trying to explain? Government scheme. How is that foreign trip or your education in foreign has got anything to do with the government scheme? Tell me now, how is it related? Can't you think about this simple thing like that? And what is the development program you have made it? What is exactly you have added to the system? How has it developed? Who gave the money? What are the development project? What all activity has been done? Savas.
Shivam 26, who works in agricultural department in Delhi, while one day he got opportunity to explore nearby village in UP to raise awareness around new schemes of Kisan Awas Yojana. So he goes with his team to Punchi village where he gathered all the farmers working there. He explained all the benefits of the scheme to them and also addressed their current issues, irregularities faced by them, and noted them. He continuously worked on ground level for few months with farmers, and they were happy with the response.
Read again, Savas.
Shivam 26, who works in agriculture department in
And what?
Delhi.
Sweeper, peon, or some big scientist. Then what is that? He is working in Delhi. Where does he go? He goes back to his village and explains what? Kisan Awas Yojana. How has agriculture related to Kisan Awas Yojana? Tell me yourself. Is agriculture related to Awas? And even if you note down the problem, who do you think you are going to give this problem to? If you are working in Delhi, how can you work in a few months into a village? If you are doing so, what are the activities you are undertaking?
Like sir, team like Delhi's headquarters. No, some delegation will be going to.
You are just all of you are thinking irrationally. That's my problem. You are working in a agriculture department in Delhi. Which department? Government of India or Government of Delhi? Either way. In which capacity? Are you a sweeper there? Are you a peon there? Or in agriculture, or a scientist? Even if you are a scientist, at 26 years, so at best you would be a junior scientist, scientist B, outside, at the best, the scientists see what capacity have you got to do that. That's the maximum you could be. And even if probably at best you may be IS officer who has just not joined. Even if you go back to village, how is Awas Yojana related to agriculture? Is anybody related? Then in what capacity, at what capacity are you going to work in a village in your UP? How is it related? आप लोग लिख रहे हो ओनली फॉर है कभी क्योंकि कलम चलना चाहिए एंड इंक फ्लो होना चाहिए, दैट्स ऑल. Read the next one.
Karthik is a villager in a deserted area. One day he found that that the child from his neighborhood is lost, and there was not any source of communication with that child. He goes on for the search with his friends for the child, and when they find the child, it was been bitten by the snake. He immediately takes the child to the he immediately ties the cloth about the wounded part and gets the child to the
अब बताओ
nearby
Bharat,
village.
Bharat, what have we achieved? You are a person who is looking out for a child who is lost, and ultimately find the child has been bitten by a snake. What will you do? You will take him to the hospital. That's all. Anything beyond that? Anything beyond that?
No, sir.
What are you? What are you? It's a low level, very, very low level ideas. And if you want to officer, it is not, you did not wish for you. Understand? An officer has to think big. He is supposed to act in a very emergent situation where bullets are flying, men are at risk. And your one wrong decision is going to let the whole unit will get destroyed. That's why officer is supposed to think and think rightly. Is it anything big event? Then scorpion, saap, cut, it's a normal common affair. Everything every day happens. That simply indicates you are afraid. You've got a phobia of snake. It's a clear indicator there's a phobia. You have brought in some extra creature into the system. That's the projective. You remember, as a bringing in something unnatural or something, other element inside the projection. Did we talk about it or not? And I had told you a story also where someone has brought in some, insect was biting and he had put the mud onto it. Exactly the same thing you're doing. Shahbaz, read it.
Ganesh, 25, a sarpanch in Kosikalan village, Rajasthan. One day while he was on walk towards his panchayat office, he sees few kids over there. So he goes there, talk to them, address their problem facing by them in school. So he assured them that he will work on the issues such as improving technology in classroom and sports facilities, teachers who can ensure a good future. So he goes to office and prepare a report and submit it to the BTO, and improvement is seen in next few weeks.
Okay. Who was he? Who's hero?
Sarpanch,
Sarpanch. Is he from the same village or different village?
same village.
If it is same village, didn't he know what is happening in the school? Tell me yourself. If you are from the same village, rather than asking a two child to give you details what is happening in the school, why wasn't he supposed to know what is happening in his school, in village? Sarpanch is supposed to village of panchayat. Panchayat maximum of 2 or 3 villages are there. What is so great about it? And what he's done? He has noted on the place, I have assured that we'll look after. And he given to DTO. Who is DTO?
BDO. It's
Huh?
a division officer.
Yeah.
Division officer.
Who is division officer? There is no division officer there. At the block level is the block development officer, BDO. Again, because you are disconnect from the ground realities. Then there's supposed to be Even if education has they call it district education officer, block education officer. That's how the thing hierarchy goes. That simply shows that you people are far removed from the ground realities. What action? Except for writing report and sending it to the DTO, your action is except only writing and hearing to the child. Next one. Bharat.
Gaurav is an graduate who has just completed his engineering and is in search of job. He goes to many companies but finds that there is actually no vacancy in many of the companies. He finally comes home and discusses with his parents and initiates to start a business. He starts with a small business of uh, of of welding silkworms, and from there on he works hardly on his business. He gets dedicated efforts, and he increases his business slowly, and also develop, and
At least
also
somewhat
increases his
better.
business in various
Somewhat
multiple
better. Now,
sectors.
Bharat, now, somewhat better. Is out of those, this is one of the better than what you've done. But still, rather than going for semi, he said, looking at the no so that problem of the employment, Bharat decided to start his own business of silk bombing. And then you go over details. Where you go, so rather than it's a better part well, of the whole story till now. And give details what action have you taken. Sabaj, you tell me.
Rajat, 24, a final year student studying, a final year BTech student who is availing placements of college. One day he goes for an interview in a company, Nandani Private Limited, where he sees no vacancy board and notices some other candidates as well. So he talked to them and convinced them for unity for providing a fair chance. Luckily, he sees the manager coming out of the office. All gather to
How many lines have passed till now?
sixth line.
In 6 lines, what have you achieved?
Uh,
भूसा है गाय भूसा खाती है ना ये भूसा है सावाज in 6 lines have you achieved anything
uh, like problem.
so what your problem is no vacancy there that's all that's a problem that is there he noted the no vacancy that's a problem is known okay go ahead after that once we met the manager
Or and convince the manager for the interview and give them a fair chance. Manager agrees on their talks and provides them an interview. Rajat and his few
you
friends.
have become the leader तुमको अपनी नौकरी मिली नहीं बहुत सारे लोग बैठे हुए हैं उनको बोलो यार मैनेजर मत इनको नौकरी दे दो नहीं देना चाहते ही से already no vacancy is there why should you take the people he already displayed about there is no vacancy where the question of his agreeing to your views
सर इसमें एक सेकंड थॉट भी था लाइक लोग मतलब जो भी वहाँ पे थे लोग उनको कलेक्ट
भाई
करके
उनको वैकेंसी नहीं है बोला कि मैं वैकेंसी लिख रहा हूँ मेरे पास नहीं आदमी है मैं वैकेंसी नहीं दूंगा जगह नहीं मेरे पास तो मैं क्या इंटरव्यू क्यों लूंगा why should people come and then you become a leader that indicates you have got a tendency to be unionist you will always create a problem for the organization and I'm very scared of that as an army officer or a service officer I'm scared of this sort of people who are likely to instigate others, who will create a problem for the organization. And services cannot afford to deal with that. Understand our problem.
यस सर
Okay, last one. Read. Bharat.
Harshad is a boy from a middle class family. He is quite exceptionally good at studies and also well at sports. Oh, one day he gets an advertisement of the National Science Olympiad examination. He starts working. He fills the form and starts working on it. He works very dedicatedly towards his aim, and he gets first rank in the All India first. He gets All India first rank. After that, he called for many awards and many accolades are shown on him. While going for the accolades, he sees some poor people around the roadside who are being who some poor children around the roadsides who are kept aloof from the studies. He goes and talks to them. They say that they have the urge to study, but still they without the money and all those but they don't have the money to study. He talked to the government and also as being an
Again,
all India rank one,
you
he
got
is
this,
being
your story within a story you're trying to create. You're trying to write your own story. You are the person who has got national science and all, but you've done it. You're trying to write your own story, firstly. And IIT, you have to keep yourself off from yours to don't write your own story, firstly. Secondly, now after having done something, achieve what laurels you've got it on there, how do you connect? Now you say you've seen other people who are not educated, they are just sitting out idle, and what would be the condition? In what way can you write in the government? It doesn't solve the problem. What is your contribution towards their development? That is your hero comes into play. Savas.
Sumit 25 who works in MNC as cybersecurity analyst at EY. He sees and he sees there has been a lot of cyber frauds uh, happening, so he decided to step in and he collected his colleagues and formed a team and raised awareness where they sent messages for awareness and not to click on links as they worked with police on this event collaboration and turned out to be good.
Savas. You are in the IT department. Which department you are working at? Again, you are writing your own story. And this sort of activity is every day on the mail and WhatsApp. We are keep getting it. There's a fraud and what you have to do. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what is so different from what is being circulated every day? It is not saying they don't click the new link that that comes to you. It may be a fraud and all particular and awareness is that is what every day you get 10 messages everywhere from government to yourself. What is your contribution as a hero? Anything different? बताओ ना भाई.
Sir,
Now,
like,
both of you seen your level of stories which are written on there. This is not a child will not write this sort of story. याद रखना. All of you are grown up. Varad is a very intelligent person who scored 90% in his 10th examination, passed written test, who is boarding school he's staying. Shahbaz is working as an engineer around there. Done he BTech. If this is the level of thought process, where will you go? I'm not telling it. Passing SSB is very trivial. I'm not very passing, failing separate. Your own development a thought process is more important, which you have to be a better person to succeed in life. You got long life to go. Don't you have long life to go?
yes, sir.
That is
Yes, sir.
more important. Straighten your thought, clean your personality, think rightly. There will be so many problems in life. There will be so many things which good or bad is happening on there. There will be theft, there will be but why should I think about only those negative aspects of it? I can also contribute. Today only I was just reading a story that it has come on the paper itself. Today, the girl who was supposed she happens to be sweeper's daughter on there, she couldn't afford to read. She couldn't afford to write. And fortunately, she was picked up by one of those NGO of the Tibetan ground there. And today, she's already a doctor. She's already a doctor. So what does it mean? It is not the resource. If it's a type of, if we talked about contaminative. And another is from positive to negative and negative to positive. So why on the country, all of you are well off. And then from positive, why should you go for negative? That's a contaminated story you are writing. You've got a good facility, you're working, you've got two and खाने के लिए कोई तकलीफ नहीं है ना यार. Sabas, you're earning yourself, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then why should we think so low? Today, should we thank God that we are all well placed? Bharat can't afford to think around that when he is the only son of his father. There's need for him to take control of himself because full life is waiting for him. क्यों भरत?
Yes, sir.
So there's a need to rethink. Okay. Okay. Now that was the